So friends, good afternoon. As I mentioned earlier, we are going to deal with the practical number 2, experiment number 2 from the subject plastic engineering today. The title of experiment is injection molding die design for simple component. So let us start. I will share the screen. So as I have mentioned, experiment number 2, injection molding die design for simple component. Now, what is outcome of this practical? So I already told every experiment, every chapter have some outcome. So as per our policy, let me explain the outcome of this practical. So at the end of experiment, student will be able to design a injection mold for given component. Means if you are going to manufacture the plastic component, for that plastic component, you are the manufacturer, means some customer will come to you. Customer will come with the drawing and customer will show you the drawing. And customer will ask, I want 10,000 pieces of this plastic component. Then you are the owner of your company. So owner means you have to do everything. Means you, whatever demand of customer is there, as per the demand of customer, you have to manufacture that 10,000 components. But for manufacturing these 10,000 plastic components, you require the die. So your step number 1 starts with design of die. No doubt, whatever cost of the die design is there, it will be applicable in the price or cost of your component which you are going to sell to that customer. So you are going to make total calculations, material cost, labor cost, design cost, and everything, and then you can give quotation to that customer. If you want 10,000 component, then your bill will be so and so, 5 lakh, 3 lakh, 2 lakh, depends upon it. It doesn't mean the material is costly. In the market, if you see the water bottle around 15 rupees per liter is available, including water. So if you see that bottle, it is having 2 components. One is bottle, another is cap. So bottle, cap and water togetherly 15 rupees. If you throw the water or consume the water from that bottle, the bottle becomes empty and its resale cost may be less than 1 rupees, or it may not be, as per one. If you send it to scrap, it may be less than 1 rupees also. That's why material cost is less here because of lightness of the product. But for making that component, you have to design the die, and the design of die is the costlier aspect of manufacturing of any component. So in today's practical, we are going to study how die is designed, how you can design die for any given component. You be as a design engineer, assume that after 2-3 months you have completed your degree and you have joined any organization and you are working in design area. So some customer will come to your boss and your boss will accept that order, and that order will be given to design department. Okay, then your work will start. You will read that drawing, and from that drawing, you are going to put your idea on paper and then actual manufacturing. So in today's practical, we are going to see same thing. Now drawing is in front of you. You are going to put the drawing of, you are going to design the die in the terms of drawing, and then manufacturing will be done by separate shop. So outcome of experiment is, at the end of experiment, students should be able to design a die, injection mold die for given component. Okay. Read the problem statement. So this is not part of, if exam will be subjective, it will not be part of examination, because in examination only part design problem will be there. Die design for injection molding will be part of only practical. However, you are going to face external oral. So external is going to ask you definitely this thing. Okay, you can take screenshot of this. Now read the problem statement. What is the problem statement? Design the injection mold for manufacturing the number of plastic caps as shown in figure 1. Material is PP and density is 0.545. Now material is PP. PP means polypropylene. I taught you in previous classes. Material is polypropylene and its density is given. And figure 1 is here in front of you. You can take the screenshot of this figure. See the figure carefully. So first assumption here, actually your components are having taper, but they are not visible to your naked eyes. The taper is very small so that you can just feel it. By naked eyes it may not be observed. But for understanding purpose, I have drawn this little more taper, but when you are going to design the die, taper will be neglected. I repeat my statement once again so that you will not be confused in next steps. This is the cap which you are going to manufacture by injection molding, and you are going to design the injection mold for it. So all dimensions are in centimeter: 3.4 centimeter, 3.3 centimeter, 2.05 centimeter, 2.15 centimeter. Okay, and automatically you will get thickness here. If this is 3.4, this is 3.3, then this will be 0.5, 0.5. Okay, and this line I have drawn here up to 2.05, so automatically it is 0.1. Now, for this cap, we want to design injection mold. And our first assumption is that this taper is neglected. Because if we consider taper, there is we are going to follow very simple design the mold for basic design parameters. In detail, there is no any design as far as your syllabus is concerned. But in actual practices, you have to consider this taper. Okay. Solution. Steps in the die design. So what steps you have to consider? I hope I have kept this figure for a long time. I hope you have taken screenshot. Okay. Otherwise, I have to scroll it every time. Calculation or calculating the weight of the component, total projected area, machine load capacity, verification of wall thickness, and gating system design. So these are the 5 steps, and you will achieve your injection mold die. First assumption which I have explained you, which I have told you, the taper be neglected. Second important thing, now we can't say it as an assumption, we can say it as a consideration. We have studied single die, a single cavity die, 2 cavity die, 4 cavity die. So you are the design engineer now. You have freedom. At a time, how many components you can manufacture? So let us say somebody will say, I will manufacture 4 caps at a time by providing central sprue and runner system. Somebody will say, no, I don't want 4. I will go for 2 caps at a time by providing central sprue and running and getting system. So some assumption is required. If same problem will be asked in the examination, it will not be there part of theory, but everywhere, if assumption will change, calculations will be different for each student as per his or her assumptions. Okay. So let us consider that we are going, means here I am going to explain you by considering two parts at a time, means two cavity mold. So step number one, in the solution you have to write, let us assume that we are going to manufacture two components at a time. Then your step number one start, weight of the component. You will say how, because only customer has given us the drawing. No problem. Look at this drawing. And who will tell me how to calculate the weight? Volume into density, very simple. You have appeared for GATE examination and this formula is from 9th standard. Hope everybody knows. If drawing is given to you, you can calculate the volume. Okay. If drawing is given to you, you can calculate the volume. And then if you multiply that volume by density, you can easily get weight of the component. Now I already told, neglect the pressure. So how can you consider this as a cylinder? So cylinder ID and OD is there for cylinder. Pi by 4 d square h minus pi by 4 d square h. So outer minus inner, if you make, it will become your value. I repeat once again, pi by 4 d1 square h minus pi by 4 d2 square h. So h is different here. For inner cylinder, h is 2.05. For outer cylinder, h is 2.15. All dimensions are in centimeter that I told. And then if you multiply it by density, you can get weight of the component. I hope you are understanding what concept I am explaining to you. Very simple to calculate the weight of component from the given drawing. And now, that's why I told you to keep calculators with you. Can anybody tell me weight of the component? Because density is also given 0.545. Let me wait for 1 minute. Pi by 4 d square h, that becomes pi by 4 in bracket 3.4 square into 2.15 minus pi by 4 d2 square h, that is pi by 4 3.3 square into 2.05 bracket complete into 0.545. Can anybody tell what will be the weight? Because density is in gram per centimeter square. Unit of density is gram per centimeter square. Anybody can put in chat box. At least 2-3 students may have calculator with you. Okay, I will tell. Weight of the component here is 1.083. Weight of the component here is 1.083. I have written here 1.083 gram is the weight of component. Now, see this figure. Imagination is required because design, when you are going to design anything, imagination is important. Projected area. See, what kind of imagination is expected? This cap will fit in one plate. There is one plate like your compass box. Just imagine the compass box. And in that compass box, you are going to make two holes. I repeat once again. Just imagine the compass box. Compass box is your die or mold plate. In that mold plate, you are going to make two holes. And that hole diameter, that is OD, will be equal to OD, a hole diameter, inside diameter is equal to OD of the cavity which you are going to component which you are going to manufacture. So one more plate. So whatever compass box two hole I told, that is female plate. You can take male plate which is having core, extended core, and diameter of that core equal to the inner diameter of this component. So when that male female plate will be joined, in the gap plastic material will be filled, and that will be your plastic component. This imagination is required and you have to follow that imagination. So that's why I told projected area will be equal to, projected area is nothing but perpendicular to movement of the core plate, and that will be base area, this area where I am moving the cursor, and that will be pi by 4 d square. Actually, we have considered this as outer area, so this taper is neglected. So plates inner diameter, holes inner diameter is 3.4. I repeat, holes inner diameter is 3.4. That's why pi by 4, 3.4 square, it will become 9.079 centimeter square. Now, this will be projected area for one hole, that is one mold. But we have two cavities in one plate. That is our assumption. Already I told in start. I repeat once again, imagine your compass box or your mobile having some good thickness, and in that plate, two holes are machined. Okay, then one projected area is 9.079, that is pi by 4 d square, and another is same, but two holes are joined together by gating system. So total projected area will be projected area of two cavities plus gating system. And as per design data book, total projected area is equal to projected area of cavities plus projected area of gating system, and projected area of gating system is 10 times the projected area of cavity. Here I will write. What I have written? Projected area of gating system equal to 10% of the cavity. So there are two cavities, and total projected area is equal to projected area of cavity plus projected area of gating system. And if you make calculation of projected area, so 9.079 is projected area of one cavity into 2 plus 10% for gating system. Total projected area becomes 19.97. Total projected area is 19.97 centimeter square. This projected area is for two holes including gating system. I am repeating my statement third time. Imagination is required here. Assume that you have one plate like compass box. In that compass box, two holes are machined, and at center you are going to machine the gating system. So that area which is perpendicular to the plate is called as projected area, which is calculated by pi by 4 d square is projected area for one hole, pi by 4 d square projected area for another hole, and 10% addition. And this in total get the value 19.97 centimeter square. This is about the projected area. Now 19.97 approximately considered as a 20. Everywhere we are going to make the round figure. 19.97 will be considered as a 20. Now, for making the plastic component, injection machine is required. For making of plastic component, injection machine is required. And now that machine is nothing but the machine which injects the plastic material into the die. So each machine has some capacity. That's why if you see our third point here, after total projected area, third point is machine load capacity. So how to calculate the machine load capacity? So very simple case. Here some data is required to you. Which data? Machine load capacity is equal to projected area into injection pressure. I will write here. machine load capacity is equal to what? Projected area into injection pressure. Machine load capacity is equal to projected area into injection pressure. Projected area we have already calculated as a 20 centimeter square. And now from where we'll get injection pressure? Here you require to refer design data book, or you have to assume. In this case, let us assume injection pressure as a 700 kg per centimeter square. And you will say, why you have taken 700? Because in design data book which I have referred, as per design data book, the pressure available is 400 to 1500. I repeat once again, as per design data book, the injection pressure available is 400 to 1500. Hence, I have selected in between, that is 700. So 700 into 20, it becomes 14,000. That is 14,000 4 tons. This value 20 into 700. It becomes 40 tons. Machine capacity equal to 14,000 kg. How it comes 14,000 kg? Because projected area is equal to 20 and injection pressure is equal to 700. It becomes 14,000 kg. Means 40 ton capacity is minimum 40 ton capacity of machine is required for you. For what? For injecting the plastic material into the die. Now what capacity you require, it may not be available in the market. So as per market study, the capacity, different capacity machines are available in the market. 14 ton capacity machine may not be available in the market. Then here again calculations will be changed as per interest of the student. Some student will make the survey and they will find 20 ton capacity machine is available. Somebody will find 30 ton capacity machine is available. So you have to select the machine as per availability in the market. I repeat once again, you have calculated 14 ton capacity, but that 14 ton capacity may not be available. So you have to select machine capacity as per availability. So here I will select 30 ton capacity machine. So projected area, once again I will show you the calculations. Available projected area is equal to machine capacity available machine capacity divided by pressure, injection pressure. So available projected area, how to calculate? Available machine capacity. In market, I have assumed that 30 ton is available. Somebody of you may just assume that 25 ton may be available. Third person may assume that 28 ton may be available. So accordingly, what machine is available in the market? So let us, if you consider 30 is available in the market, so 30 divided by 700. So accordingly, I have considered 30 ton, means 30,000 kg is available, and injection pressure is 700. So 30,000 kg divided by 700 kg per centimeter square. 30 divided by 700, that is 30,000 divided by 700. It becomes 42.85 centimeter square. So this calculation you confirm. 42.85 centimeter square projected area is available for you. You have to play in between this area. I repeat once again, you have available only, or you are having area only 42.85 centimeter square, and you have to fit your all whatever may be the cavities getting system in this area only. Now this 42.85 centimeter square is available for two cavities. So there are two holes. There are two holes, 1 and 2. One minute, something is wrong. Pen is not get selected. No. Yes. So this 42.85 centimeter square area is available for two holes, including getting system. Let us assume divide it by 2 and make calculations for one hole. It will be 21.42 something. Very simple thing. 42.85 is available for two cavities. Then for one cavity, it will be 21.425. This 21.425, see the logic now. I will show the figure number 2. Refer the figure number 2. I have shown 4.628 by 4.628. You will ask from where this 4.628 come? I repeat once again, we have 42.85 centimeter square projected area. Then for one cavity, it will be 21.425 centimeter square. Let us assume that 21.425 is multiplication of two base sides of the plate. So one side is 4.628, another side is 4.628. So it becomes square. If you make 4.628 into 4.628, it becomes 21.425. So in this square, you are going to drill the hole of 3.4 diameter and 2.15 depth. I repeat once again, 4.628 by 4.628. This is the dimension of your plate. In this plate, you are going to drill the hole of 3.4 centimeter diameter and 2.15 depth. So this is the figure number 2. Now how to calculate the wall thickness? If this is the plate and this is your mold, that is cavity, then this gap will be called as a wall thickness. So you have to subtract 4.6 to 3.4 minus this, and you will get 0.614 centimeter. 0.614 centimeter is the wall thickness. Now 0.614 wall thickness, which you got because you have limitation. You may say, sir, how you got this 0.614? Because we have calculated area. According to area, the size of plate becomes 4.628, 4.628. At center, I have drilled the hole of 3.4 centimeter, which is nothing but outer diameter of your plastic cap, that is product, which is whole diameter for the cavity. Then what distance is remaining is 0.614. The distance which is remaining, whether it is safe or you are going to inject the plastic material with 30-ton capacity machine, whether this will burst here and wall will crack, where your metallic wall will crack with the pressure of plastic, that proof you have to prove that you have to prove that whatever wall thickness you have selected is safe. How to prove it? So you have studied in the third year cylinder theory, thin wall cylinder theory, thick wall cylinder theory. So this concept is applied here, thin wall cylinder theory and thick wall cylinder theory. Now I hope you will imagine here the figure which is in front of you is the top view of your one plate. It is a top view. So top view means you are observing one hole and it is having some depth. If you see the front view, how it will look like. I am going to next figure. I have taken the cross section from here. It will look like this. Okay. So this is 3.4. This is 0.614. And this is 2.15. Inside it is 2.15. Don't consider outside. This is thickness of plate. So this is 2.15 inside. Here your plastic component will fit. It will be considered as a cylinder. How to verify the stress? You know that sigma is equal to P into D upon 2T. I hope you are remembering this. Sigma. Here difficult to find the symbols. That's why I'm writing sigma equal to P into D divided by 2T. P into D divided by 2T. You have appeared for GATE examination. I hope you are remembering this formula. So stress is equal to pressure into diameter divided by 2 into thickness. So T here is 0.614. D is 3.4. And 700 is the pressure of the plastic. And that value I have calculated, just verify it. Sigma is equal to around 1938 kg per centimeter square. 1938 kg per centimeter square is the value of stress. You have to convert it into Newton per millimeter square. So how to convert kg per centimeter square into Newton per millimeter square? Kg per centimeter square into Newton per millimeter. You have to convert centimeter into millimeter, kg into Newton. It becomes around, means 10 times less. Simple logic. 10 times less. So around 190 Newton per millimeter square. It becomes 190. And now friends, this stress is 190 only. But our plate is far safe. How? Because which material we are going to select for making the die? We are going to select steel. That is die steel. And die steel's allowable stress is around 588 Newton per millimeter square. So die steel can sustain 588.6 Newton per millimeter square. From where I got this value? From design data book. So the plate, the material which you are going to select, its capacity is 588.6 and the calculated is 190. So it is almost 3.5 times safe. 588 divided by 190, it becomes 3 point something. So that is factor of safety. Hence, what dimensions which we have calculated are more safe. They are more safe. That is our conclusion for this point of wall thickness. So once you design it, you can separate now. Once you made the calculations for single plate, let us go for the once you make the calculations for a single hole, let us go for the two holes. That is a two cavity plate, which is shown in figure number 4. So figure number 2 is modified to figure number 4. I hope you are understanding this. That's why at the start only I was saying, imagine one compass box. In that compass box, you are going to make two holes of 3.4 diameter each. Depth is 2.15 each. And the proper distance which is maintained is not casually we have taken. It is calculative distance which is shown in the figure. I repeat once again, this distance, left side, middle side, right side, we have not taken it casually. We have designed it. 0.614 from both the sides. So middle will become 2 times 0.614. And the width is 4.628. That already we have taken 4.628 here. Check. Same width will remain as it is. And now there will be, see my cursor. So at this cursor, I hope you are watching this cursor. At this center, there will be sprue perpendicular to plane of paper. Imagination is required because this is top view. Sprue is perpendicular to plane of paper. So sprue will carry the plastic material from the nozzle. Then it is distributed to the two cavities. Then it will be distributed to two cavities. So for distributing into two cavities, runners are required. And then runners are connected to gates because gates will open into the cavity. Gates will open into the cavity. So perpendicular to plane of paper, there is a sprue and then runner and then gate. So last step is gating system design. Now just imagine weight of your component is less 1 gram something. So for this small component, very small gates and very small runners are required. Why? You have limitation, or instead of using word limitation, I will use different word called as a constraint. What is your constraint here? Tell me. 1.228 distance is itself is your constraint. जे काय बसवायचं ते ह्या डिस्टन्स मध्ये बसवायचं आहे. I hope you are understanding my point. So this is your constraint. Whatever runners, screw diameter, length of the runner you are going to fit, everything will be in this 1.228 centimeter distance. That's why as per availability you have to make the calculations by assumptions. So runners will be considered as a cylinder, as a one rectangular path. Rectangular path may have length, width and height. So length, width and height of runner is taken as a 3, 2 and 1 millimeter. 3 millimeter, 1 millimeter and 2 millimeter. 1 millimeter thickness, 2 millimeter width, 3 millimeter length. And then density will be calculated, volume will be calculated by 3 into 2 into 1, which is converted into millimeter cube, is converted into centimeter cube. And as there will be two runners, hence, gate I am talking about. As there will be two gates, one gate is here, another gate is here. So whatever 3 into 2 into 1 comes, you multiply it by 2. And if you multiply it by density, you will get weight of the gate. Similarly, runner will be the again connected to gate, and that distance available is only 3 mm now. And you have to consider the length of runner, height of runner, weight of runner. Then sprue already I told perpendicular to plane of paper. So total gating system weight is 10% of total weight of the component. This logic you have to remember. Total gating system weight is equal to 10% of, I repeat, weight of the gating system is equal to 10% of the weight of component. Weight of the gating system is equal to 10% of weight of the component. And accordingly, sprue, runner and gate dimensions are, you can say, assumed as per the constraint. And then you are going to decide the length of sprue. And hence, after calculation, what is sprue? Sprue is nothing but one vertical cylinder. So pi by 4 d square into L will be the volume of the sprue. And if you multiply it by density, you will get weight of the sprue. And length approximately 8 centimeter is calculated by calculation. So I repeat once again, in the constraint of 1.228, available distances are taken into consideration, and length of gate, width of gate, thickness of gate, length of runner, width of runner, thickness of runner, diameter of sprue and length of sprue are assumed and calculated somewhere, and you will get the final design as shown in next figure. Now this is the top view, and now I will show you the side view. I hope you are getting this. I have reduced the size. This is the side view. Imagination is required, friends. Just imagine, this is one mold plate, right hand side. This is another mold plate, left hand side. Okay. So the plates here, whatever shown in figure 4, is at the right side. I hope you are understanding this. I repeat once again, the plate which is shown in figure 4, make it vertical, and it is here. So these are your holes. One, for better understanding, taper is shown here. Earlier we have ignored the taper. So this is the 2.15, 2.15, and this gap I was talking about, 1.228. 1.228 gap is here in between. See how it is segregated. This is runner. I hope you are understanding. I will increase the size for your understanding. See this. This is runner where I am moving my cursor. This is runner. This is gate 1. This is gate 2. Length of runner is equal to 0.6. Then length of gate equal to 0.3. Length of gate equal to 0.3. Okay. Then this may be width of runner, width of gate. And this is your sprue. This is the length of sprue. If you increase length of sprue, the thickness of plate, mold plate will be increased. So you have limitation of length of sprue. SPRUE, sprue. So this is length of sprue. So it is 8.676 calculated. Okay. And now in this plate, there are ejector pins. See here, where I am moving the cursor. This is one ejector pin. This is another ejector pin. This is third ejector pin. This is fourth ejector pin. And from here, where I put my cursor here, nozzle is attached. Plastic material will enter from here. It will go in the runner, then gate, and it will be filled here. Are you getting my point? So this is the last step of mold design. So this final drawing you have to give to the manufacturer on machining centers. These all dimensions, this top view, front view, and then accordingly mold will be manufactured. That mold after finishing will send to the manufacturing or actual manufacturing plant, where these mold plates are directly fixed or attached to the injection molded machine, that is nozzle, and then working will start. Once you make this mold ready, you can manufacture 10,000, 10 lakh components. So outcome of this experiment is, at the end of the experiment, students will be able to design the injection mold for given plastic component. This is, you can say, conclusion or outcome. I hope you understand this. This is our experiment number 2. Mahesh Mane, roll number 33. Mahesh Mane, roll number 33.
Yes, sir.
Whether you understood something, whatever I have explained? Hello?
Yes, yes, sir.
So already I have asked you to take the screenshots. This is very important concept. I am not talking about him only. I am talking to all the students. Very soon, after 3-4 months, you will be in the industry. And if you will be in such area where some design is required, you will take, or you can take help of such design procedures. Okay. So this is all about the design of injection mold. 1 minute. I will take your attendance. Okay, thank you very much. We'll stop here.